Welcome to the Last Drive Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Joshua Axel, and a decently normal, I think. Actually, no, it's not normal. I looked at the recap, but it was a week of football, and yeah, let's just dive right into it. Let's start with the recap of the week. Ravens 19, Steelers 20. The Steelers getting a win against the injury battered Ravens. Yeah. So they tried going for two on the final drive, which I heard they wanted to do that because Marlon Humphrey was injured. So they wanted to not put him back in. Not have the Pittsburgh Steelers have a chance to drive. So they went for two. Andrews just not able to come up with it, which I think it was a hard ball for Andrews to catch. Andrews. I mean, he's Mark Andrews. Maybe he could have caught it, but just a hard position for Andrews, to be honest. So I don't really blame him too much for that. I don't know. I can't really blame Lamar too much. He kind of had TJ Watt in his face. It was just a good defensive play by the Steelers. I like the play call by the Ravens, though. Could have debated going for it. You still have a decent chance in overtime. It's the Steelers. But yeah. So Steelers win, and a much-needed win to keep in the AFC North race. Okay, here's the one I was dreading. Lions 29, Vikings 27. I lost the bet against myself. I'll have to wear it on one of the podcasts. I haven't ordered it yet, but yeah. It's common. I know. They got the Detroit Lions get their first win under Dan Campbell, which I think is a pretty good head coach. Should be decent for Detroit, but let's see how he does in the next few years. Vikings continue to be the Minnesota Vikings. Why do I like this team? We still don't know. But yeah, the Vikings choked this one. Injuries, you could say. I think it's coaching. But we were missing Kendricks, Barr. We were missing who was it? We had our secondary. We had our D line. We were missing Tomlinson for some of the game. Hunter, Griffin. I might be missing some. Thielen went out early. Someone on the offensive line, I believe. But yeah. So a lot of injuries, but I think it came down to coaching. So we were down early. The backup linebackers didn't do too bad. They were kind of laying up Hawkinson, the other tight end, some early gaps. But yeah, then the Vikings after halftime came back. Lions decided to go for it on fourth down. Vikings get it back, score, touchdown. And Jared Goofball Goff has 75 yards to go, under 2 minutes, 0 timeouts. Vikings play prevent defense. Jared Goff and the Lions get it into the 12-yard line. 12-yard line, Zimmer doesn't know how to coach. He puts them 2 yards back into the end zone. Could be wrong scheme, but I think that goes down to the coaching right there. And it's an easy find for Goff to hit Amon-Ra St. Brown. Touchdown, Lions win in Detroit. And get the win over the Minnesota Vikings, which was not a good game at all. Well, it was a good game. But not good for Minnesota. Playoff chances go significantly lower. They got to win out, and they got teams in like Green Bay. Rams come here. We go to Green Bay, by the way. Chicago twice, which honestly, I might be scared about Chicago. I mean, they're terrible, but like we're choking. It's just how we've done all season. It's just not good. And yeah, that's that game's that. Minnesota sucks. Cardinals 33, Bears 22 in Soldier Field. Murray's back. He did pretty well. But defense for Cardinals was suffocating of Chicago. Might not let the score indicate, but Dalton threw 4 picks. So that was something. Murray didn't even have to throw that much. It was James Conner, who's actually been... I did not like James Conner, but this year he's been really fitting in Arizona and working well with that offense. Murray did good, even though he didn't have that many pass attempts. Chicago just couldn't get off the ground, and that's how the game went. Then you got the Chargers 41, Bengals 22. Chargers with the great win. This could be a playoff game, you could see it. It could be a playoff game. But, the two sophomore quarterbacks, Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow, going at it. Burrow had I think it was a thumb injury. I want to say thumb. And he was playing with that, so credit to him. He did good. but just wasn't able to get it. Especially it was a fumble recovered, I believe, by Campbell, Tyson Campbell, the rookie, and he brought it to the house. I think that was it, and it was a touchdown. And that really put the Bengals out of the game because they're starting to come back. Because if you looked at the score, that's what it showed. And if you watched the game, which I did a little bit, Bengals were coming back, but that's not what the score indicates. But it was a good game, on what the score doesn't show. Then you got the Patriots, the Monday night game. The Patriots 14, Bills 10. The Patriots were able to beat the Bills in this one, and it was really windy in Buffalo. But yeah, it was a good win. The Patriots, Mac Jones. I say Cam Jones again. Mac Jones, 2 for 3 in passing. That's all he had to do. They still won. But it was a hard game out there. Bill Belichick just outcoached Sean McDermott in this one. Allen doesn't look himself completely. He did make some decent plays, but it was a hard game. It was just not the right conditions for these two teams to go on at it, but the Patriots get a nice gritty win. So that is the recap. Then we got games going into this one, so the previews. Let's start with the Thursday night one, Pittsburgh at Minnesota. I gotta think about this one. Honestly, I'm not one for tanking necessarily, but I think Minnesota's gonna drop it. It's just been terrible, low energy going to the game. Short week after losing to Detroit, Pittsburgh, momentum from Ravens. Vikings still have a lot of injuries on the plate. Oh, I forgot about Cook, by the way. Cook, Thielen got ruled out. I don't know who's returning on defense. But yeah, I think it's going to be Pittsburgh in this one. It's going to be low scoring, I believe, but the Vikings just choke and choke and choke. They should win the game, but they choke. Zimmer's going to get booed if they lose this game. He should get fired at this point. Maybe get some chances to get to know the locker room, or not to get to know, but that's some coaching experience. Maybe he doesn't even have to be the coach next season, but he can get some coaching experience. Maybe he's good. Your next guy, like an Andre Patterson type. But yeah, I got Pittsburgh winning this one. Dallas at Washington to see who probably might get the NFC East here. Dallas, inconsistent. Washington football team on the rise. This isn't Washington. Washington been able to keep the games close, but not let them take the kill. And I got an upset win. I got the Washington football team at home beating Dallas in a good game. I think it will be a good game. Might be one of the more games of the week, but Washington, I feel like, can suffocate Dak Prescott on that offense, as some teams have been doing in the more recent weeks. And I think Washington gets the win here. Then you got Buffalo at Tampa Bay. I'm not going to lie. Tampa Bay might whoop them. Tampa Bay's been doing pretty good. They did keep it close with the Falcons for a bit. That was a little scary, but Buffalo just not looking like themselves from last year. And I think this is just another tough loss for Buffalo. San Francisco at Cincinnati. Both teams tough losses. Really tough for the 49ers against the Seahawks. A lot of turnovers in that game. I think it was 6. But yeah. They actually lost time of possession against the Seahawks. It was 26. It was high 26, low 30s, but Seahawks still won. That's what won the game almost. But that's pretty much what won the game. But yeah, I don't know. I'd give it to Cincinnati. I'm gonna think San Francisco was a little off their game from last week, and they dropped one in Cincinnati. Got to drive from West Coast to the kind of around the East Coast, more Middle Western, I think. Right? Yeah, I think so. But yeah, Cincinnati gets the W there. Arizona at LA, a big NFC West battle. If Arizona wins this, they can have a pretty good shot at winning the West. And honestly, I have Arizona winning. I think that team is really great with Murray. The defense can do what it does. The Rams have looked a little tipsy during the last few weeks. So I'm going to give this one to Arizona. I think Murray does enough. Maybe it's a close game. Maybe it's not. I could see it going either way. Either way, I do have the Cardinals winning this one. But don't be too surprised if the Rams get closer, or even maybe pull off a win. Now for our top 10 teams. Let's start off with number 10, the Tennessee Titans. Bye week, they moved down 4 spots just because the other teams did better, I guess. They didn't. Some teams that were higher than them did worse, but that just knocks them down by default because I had them worse. But yeah, Titans fall. Have looked inconsistent. They need to pick it up. I got the same stuff I went off last week from, but they make number 10. Number 9, I got the Ravens. Hard loss against the Steelers. They got the Browns, and the Browns they had a bye week, so they get to go from Ravens to bye week to Ravens. So it's a little bit of an advantage there, but I do think the Ravens are still a top 10 team. They've had their ups and downs. It's a lot of injuries, and those injuries are probably going to eventually take them out of the top 10, but I have them in here for now. They might take a loss against the Cleveland Browns, though, because those injuries are really hitting hard on Cleveland. Number 8, I got their counterpart, the Cincinnati Bengals. They had that little spot where they didn't look good. They started to pick it up again, and then they lose against a good team like themselves and the LA Chargers, who are also sometimes inconsistent. I have them staying where they were, but another one of those losses, they might not be on the top 10. Bengals have just been teeter-tottery, but they've been one of the more consistent teeter-tottery teams. 7th, I got the LA Rams, a good beatdown of the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's not too convincing. It did move you up spots just because teams did bad this week, but I'm still not on the Rams train. If they can get this game even close with the Cardinals, and it looks like a good game, I'm scared to play the Rams. But I'm scared to play the Rams no matter what. I'm scared to play any team with the Vikings. Oh God. But yeah, the Rams. I would need a contender win or a contender close game to put them where they are right now, and not switch them out a bit. But Rams are here for now. Number 7 for LA. Number 6, looking like the defense is carrying this team. The Kansas City Chiefs. Not too much done against the Broncos. It's really the defense taking strides. But the Broncos offense, they could have been in that game if they just executed. It's just, I won't even put that game on the coaching. I just think the players executed poorly. I watched that game and it just wasn't fun to watch at all. I mean, the Broncos just were not getting it done where they need to. Number 5, I got the Colts. The Colts put a whooping on the Texans. A lot of people don't have this team in their top 10, which I think is absolutely insane. The Colts have been good. I don't know who they play this week, but since I didn't have my recap, I'm assuming they're going to win. I don't know who it is. But yeah, Colts been doing good. And I think they're a top 5 team. Number 4, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Keeping it close with the Falcons is a little suspicious, but honestly, nothing's new in this league. They lost to the football team a few weeks ago. But yeah, the Buccaneers have been looking pretty good. Brady could be an MVP, to be honest. They're probably going to hit playoffs. They've been a really good team. Defense has been pretty good. Not as good as they were in the Super Bowl, but neither is the Kansas City offense. So, win some, you lose some, I guess. But yeah, Buccaneers looking like a pretty good team. Number 3 teams, these 3 have been fighting for that number 1 spot each week. But number 3, I got the Green Bay Packers. I know they're on their bye week, but I have them moving down. The Cardinals came back with Murray. Now I got to put them back up at 2. God, I just got. All right, well, you guys know the top 3 if you're listening now. But number 3 is the Packers. I still think they're good. They're probably going to put a whooping on Chicago. Please do, Green Bay. I want to see those guys be starved for their lives. Actually, Vikings fans don't always agree with this, but I dislike Chicago more than I dislike Green Bay. Honestly, Green Bay is a nice screw you. Chicago is just screw you. Screw you, Chicago. If you're a Chicago Bears fan watching this, I hope you have a bad day. I'm not going to lie. Just today. Have a good day any other day, but just have a bad day today. I can't wait till you guys get your butt kicked by Aaron Rodgers. In Green Bay this time, I think it is. Alright, but yeah, the Packers, pretty good team. Number 2, I got the Arizona Cardinals. Murray's back, and the defense is looking good. James Conner's looking good. This team's just looking like the complete package type team. And yeah, they're doing pretty good right now as it is. And number 1, I got the New England Patriots. Getting a nice tough win against the division rival, and they've been on their streak. Their streak's still going. Bill Belichick just can coach anything. That defense was literally the reason they won last week. Was able to just, this is mostly like a Bill Belichick rant. He was able to only throw 3 times and get a win. That's pretty good. They just didn't have an answer for the rush game. And Mac Jones has been pretty good this season. I mean, he only threw 3 passes last time, but he's been pretty good this season so far. And Bill Belichick's looking like Bill Belichick. So then the Patriots are number 1. So that is that. And now we go on to our other 2 topics. Let's go with my top 5 worst teams right now in the league. So number 1's the worst, by the way. Number 5's the least worst of them. Number 5, I've got the Chicago Bears. Quarterback, they haven't really found an answer this season. Justin Fields, we don't know if he's the future yet. He hasn't looked that great yet. Montgomery's okay. Allen Robinson hasn't had production. Darnell Mooney's really good. I don't know much about Cole Kmet. I know the offensive line's been horrendous. They've given up. Don't they give up the most sacks in the league? I'm pretty sure I saw. That might have been a few weeks ago. Or is that Thanksgiving? They might have changed now, but their all-line is terrible. Defense hasn't been as good as it usually is. Is there injuries there? I can't remember, but it's just not been good for Chicago at all. Number 4, I got the Detroit Lions. I don't think they're that bad. I mean, that's just me saying that because they beat the Vikings, but honestly, no. I don't think Detroit is that bad. Goff sucks. We all know that. Swift and Jamal Williams aren't bad. Wide receivers, they've had some standout guys. I mean, still pretty bad wide receivers, but yeah. But they still got tight end T.J. Hawkinson, who's good. O-line's okay-ish. Defense, they got some standout players, some guys that can come in the future, but still a little shaky on that end. And I like their coach, Dan Campbell, so not too bad. I'm not going to be too hard on the Lions. Number 3, I got the Jags. Urban Meyer sucks. The wide receivers haven't been making plays this year, so it's been hard on Lawrence. They haven't been open. James Robinson's pretty good. The O-line's okay. Yeah, it's just been their offense hasn't been able to move because the pass game hasn't worked. And then the defense, just pretty bad most of the time. Sometimes they're good, but pretty bad most of the time. They do got parts in Josh Allen, Miles Jack. Shaquille Griffin been good this year? I don't know. I know he went there this year, though. So Shaquille Griffin, maybe. Didn't they get a safety in the draft who's been alright? I don't know. But, yeah, Jaguars just not been that great this year. Number 2, I was battling between these 2, but it's the Jets, so you probably know who number 1 is. Zach Wilson hasn't looked good. Mike White looked good for 1 week. Joe Flacco, that's your other quarterback, right? I think so. No answer at QB. I don't even know who the running back is, so that's a problem. Oh, isn't it Michael Carter, the rookie guy? I think it's him. But yeah, this offense, if I don't know anyone, come on. I don't think their line's any good. Receiving options, Davis has been pretty quiet this season. I haven't heard much about him. Jamison Crowder, I haven't heard much about him either. And the defense is pretty bad. They've been pretty beat in a lot of their games. But they did have Mike White for 1 week, so they were relevant. And number 1, I got the Texans. Their coach, David Culley, isn't that bad, but yes, not able to do much. Deshaun's not there. Mills has been bad. Tyler Taylor's been okay. He's been up and down. He's been through quite a lot. Running back David Johnson, I haven't heard much about him. The only wide receiver to mention is Brandon Cooks. Tight end, I think it's like Darren Fells or something. O-line, bad. Defense, bad. And that's just the Texans for you. And in my top 3 MVPs right now, if I had to come down to it, here would be my vote. Yeah, so I have my top 3 from, and this is the last section. Number 3, I got Matthew Stafford. He's put up some nice numbers on the Rams. They've been inconsistent recently, but I don't take the team's record really into it. I just go into how they've played, how their impact is, their stats. And yeah, Matthew Stafford's looking like a good candidate right now. It's been pretty good for LA. It was really good at the beginning of the season. It's kind of slowed down, but now hopefully he can pick his stride back up. Number 2, I have Aaron Rodgers leading his team to a huge record. He's been pretty good. He's still Aaron Rodgers, man. Last year's MVP could be it again. But number 1, I got Tom Brady just been a great player right now for Houston. Or, not, God, Houston. Hold on. My thing shut down. Been a great player for Tampa Bay. He's got options, obviously, but Tom Brady's just been Tom Brady this year. That's all I got to it. But that's it for the podcast this week. We had a good game going up. Steelers, Vikings. I'm scared. That's it. But hit the like, subscribe. This is the Last Drive Sports. I've been your host, Josh Wexel, and I'll see you guys next time on the podcast.